Hi guys, this is Heidi. Today I'm going to introduce a very important Hong Kong novel written by Liu Yichang, in Cantonese, Liu Yichang. So this is the book I'm going to introduce today, The Drunkard, 酒徒. And first of all, what makes this novel so outstanding is that it is the first full-length stream of consciousness novel written in Chinese. It was written from 1962 to 1963 and was first posted in Qingdao Wanpao. Wanpao means evening news in Hong Kong. The story is about a middle-aged drunkard who struggles every day to earn money by writing 30-cent novel, a type of cheap paper fiction that was popular in Hong Kong from 1950 to 1960. The main character, the drunkard, is depressed because there is no audience for literature in Hong Kong, and he was forced to write kung fu story and even later pornographic stories. The whole novel intervenes the drunkard's reality, dreams, daily thoughts, fantasy thoughts, and subconsciousness. Therefore, even though the storyline is very simple, the narration is not easy to follow because the state of the mind of the drunkard changes in almost every chapter. But this is the fun part of reading this novel. Another important aspect of this novel is the author's commentary on many famous writers and literature, as narrated by the drunkard. For example, he comments on Dream of the Red Chamber and The Old Man and the Sea. He also comments on the film industry of Hong Kong, expressing his disappointment in the low quality of Hong Kong films, despite the fact that the industry was the third largest in Asia at that time, after Japan and India. Of course, the major commentary is about Hong Kong and Chinese literature. He emphasized that contemporary literature should shift to pursuing inner truth. He is obviously a fan of the Irish writer James Joyce and the French writer Marcel Proust, and he mentions several times the novels Ulysses and In Search of Lost Time.
Chapter 8. The Things We Do for Love. James Joyce may have led a miserable life, but even though he was half-blind, he saw things more clearly than other people. He didn't complain when Ulysses was banned, or weep when it was pirated. Criticism never disheartened him. He forged ahead and created his own style, his own technique, his own language. He provided no book of instructions. He only ever produced two major works, Ulysses and Finnegan's Wake. But there have been over 1,000 studies written analyzing his creative artistry. Joyce had the key that opened a new path for modern fiction. Proust was an asthmatic with a heart condition. I can't imagine the willpower he must have had in order to lock himself up in that room for 10 years. And yet during those 10 years he produced an immortal masterpiece.
The Hong Kong film writer Wang Kar-wai initially wants to adapt The Drunkard, and he approached to Liu Yichang, but Liu offered him another work, that is Intercession, instead. Wang Kar-wai found Intercession is more intriguing, and from there, the film In the Mood for Love was born. The opening scene's subtitle of the movie, 2046, All Memories Are Damned, is from the last sentence of the chapter 4 of The Drunkard. Wang Kar-wai once said that the character Zhao Mo-wen in the film In the Mood for Love was based on the protagonist of The Drunkard, with Liu Yichang as the prototype. Chao Mo-wan's experience of working in Singapore is also similar to Liu Yichang's own life. Wong Kar-wai once said that Liu Yichang's writing is full of imagery. Reading his work actually brings up a long series of images, so we can say that Liu Yichang's stream of consciousness narrative techniques has influenced Wong Kar-wai's film aesthetic to a certain extent. Inside the novel, in the section of previous edition of The Drunkard, right before the preface, Liu lists the timeline of the novel's publication. At first, I did not pay attention to this, but later I found that it actually modeled the previous edition of Ulysses.